A bully made fun of my stutter, not knowing I'm the judge who'll be sentencing him tomorrow for the hit and run that killed my wife. Jason Mitchell spotted me the moment I walked into the courthouse coffee shop at 7 a.m., his predatory instincts immediately locking onto what he perceived as weakness in my hesitant speech patterns. "Oh shit, look what we got here," he announced to his lawyer and family members, mimicking my stutter with cruel precision. A retard trying to order coffee like a real person. His entourage laughed uncomfortably as Jason continued his performance, exaggerating my speech impediment while explaining how defective people shouldn't be allowed in public spaces. "Maybe they have a special menu for special people," he added with mock concern, "with pictures instead of words so you don't hurt your little brain trying to read." The barista looked mortified as Jason's voice grew louder, demanding I speak up when ordering my usual black coffee. Jason's harassment intensified when he recognized me as a regular courthouse visitor, assuming I was another defendant he could intimidate. Look, it's the stuttering fool again," he called out while blocking my path to a table. "What are you here for, dummy? Did someone finally teach you to write your own name?" His lawyer tried pulling him away, but Jason waved him off dismissively. "This brain-damaged loser isn't gonna do anything. Probably needs his mommy to help him tie his shoes." The attacks grew more creative as Jason suggested I practice my speech by reading children's books. "Maybe start with picture books and work your way up to Dr. Seuss." He laughed while pretending to speak in slow, exaggerated syllables. "Or just stick to pointing and grunting like the caveman you obviously are." His family members shifted uncomfortably as Jason's cruelty escalated, but none intervened. The situation reached sadistic levels when Jason started recording me with his phone, creating content for what he called his daily freak show social media series. "Gig guys, check out this broken NPC trying to function in the real world," he narrated while filming me attempting to drink coffee. "Watch how his mouth moves like a fish out of water when he tries to make words happen." He interpreted any reaction as validation, escalating his mockery by pretending to have conversations with me using exaggerated stuttering voices. Maybe if you practice real hard, you can learn to communicate like a human being instead of whatever species you are," he suggested while his lawyer frantically checked his watch. "They probably make special helmets for people like you so you don't hurt yourself walking into walls." The verbal torture continued until a bailiff approached, warning Jason that his hearing was about to begin. Everything changed when Bailiff Rodriguez escorted Jason toward courtroom 3A, the same courtroom where I'd been reviewing case files in preparation for today's sentencing hearing. Jason's confident swagger faltered slightly as we entered the same judicial chamber, but he assumed I was a witness there for someone else's case. "Even the courtroom has disabled people now," he whispered loud enough for me to hear. "Hope they don't expect the retard to do anything important." The bailiff called the court to order as I stood from the plaintiff's section and walked toward the bench, my judicial robes rustling as Jason's expression shifted from confidence to confusion. "All rise for the Honorable Judge Michael Harrison," Rodriguez announced as I took my seat behind the bench that bore my nameplate. The realization hit Jason like a physical blow as he processed that the stuttering fool he'd been torturing was actually the judge who held his future in his hands. His face went white as he understood that every cruel word had been directed at the man who would decide whether he spent the next 20 years in prison for the hit and run that killed my wife Rebecca 6 months ago. "Your Honor, Jason began, his voice cracking as the magnitude of his mistake became clear. I looked down at him calmly while opening his case file, my stutter completely gone as it always was when I spoke from the bench. "Mr. Mitchell, you're here for sentencing in the matter of vehicular manslaughter in the death of Rebecca Harrison," I announced while Jason's lawyer whispered damage control strategies. "Before I render judgment, is there anything you'd like to say about your conduct this morning?" Jason's arrogance crumbled completely as tears started flowing down his cheeks. "Please, Your Honor, I didn't know," he sobbed while falling to his knees. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't send me to prison. I have kids. I have a family." His begging intensified as I remained silent, letting him experience the same helplessness he'd inflicted on others. "I'll do anything. Pay anything. Please have mercy." I sentenced Jason Mitchell to 18 years in state prison without possibility of parole, ensuring he'd have plenty of time to practice his own communication skills with fellow inmates who didn't appreciate bullies.